AI seems to be taking over the world, and especially in medicine, it's not about replacing humans, but how can we improve the process, especially validating the right technology to use, speeding up that process for AI evaluation, especially for hospital system, in order for us to be able to improve processes and create early detection. This is our focus in today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to Provider's Edge podcast. We hope you enjoy our latest episode and found the insights and tips helpful. We'd love to hear your feedback on the show and learn what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. So please take a moment to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform and let us know what you think. Your feedback is essential to help us improve the show and provide you with the content you need to take your healthcare business to the next level. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Welcome back. This is Sabrina Runbeck, your host. Fortunately, I get to talk to two more amazing companies from their ViVE event. And so grateful for these companies to continue to push the boundaries, especially as more AI technology is coming up in the pipeline. It's more about how do we validate what they created actually supports us and not just about removing human errors in the process will speed up our entire system so we can get to better results. And one of the challenges that often in a hospital system is not just getting to know these potential solution, but how do we validate the solution from the tech end in order to actually integrate into existing workflow and validate it, making sure the IT part works well as they promised. First up, we are interviewing Jennifer Liley. Her company has created a hospital IT tech solution using AI to evaluate these applications that are coming to us to supposedly helping us as clinicians and caregivers, perhaps everyone from the back end to deliver better care. So how can we do that in the most effective way? Let's listen to Jennifer.
Hi, this is Sabrina Runbeck. We're at ViVE and with Jennifer Liley for Symmetric. So please, thank you for joining us and tell us a little bit more about the mission of your company and how are you uniquely solving a problem in healthcare.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. ViVE is such an exciting place to share. So what Symmetric is we're trying to solve the problem that hospitals are faced with the testing and validation of all the third-party applications that they put in place. Unlike a regular business, they have to test and validate everything before they deploy it and test it end to end to make sure it's perfect and the quality is where we need it to be for our patients and for the providers. So right now, hospitals are doing that manually, most of them on spreadsheets and Word documents, which is slowing them down and is making it harder for them to take advantage of all this digital innovation that's here, along with the migration to the cloud and application modernization. So what Symmetric is we built a purpose-built platform specifically for what health IT needs. They need to be able to perform the testing. They need to be able to be guided through the testing. They need to be able to know where the testing is. How far along are we? Are we going to meet our timelines? How much testing has been completed? What defects might have been found and where they are in the process? And then for our clinicians and our supervisors, they need to be able to have a paperless online review process so that they're not lugging binders around trying to do the critical review that they need to do for regulatory compliance and patient safety. So that's what Symmetric brings. And maybe one of the best things about it is it's completely self-documenting. So as they complete the testing, when they're done, they hit a button and they have perfect audit and inspection-ready documentation without them having to go through that copy-paste Word formatting issues that they struggle with. And it's a big waste of time for them.
Right, and then definitely from our patient and caregiver side, we wanted to make sure everything is to the highest quality and the most safe, and we're not missing different spots that humans make error.
Yes.
However, technology can help us to process flow those and check balance in some of those processes, and also removing the burden of administrative documentation for us. Now, how have you guys been able to go to market to make sure the solution is getting into the right hands?
Well, we're new. We kind of came out during the pandemic. During the pandemic, we've been actually around for 24 years, but we focused really in automated testing and really in the laboratory side. But we saw so many of our customers struggling during the pandemic to get the new tests in, to be able to ramp up, to be able to handle all of those important tests for the COVID testing codes that were coming out. So we decided to take our technology and turn it towards facilitating that process. So we have been able to, so far, on average, cut the length of time it takes to test by 40% and make the tester 40% more efficient. So now we can do more testing. Now we can make sure we've got all of our I's dotted and T's crossed before we release that new piece of software that's going to help improve the patient's care, but only if we get it out at the right quality.
Right, and then with you being said, is that seems to be mostly in a hospital setting where the testing can also be at the home setting?
Most of what we're doing is more in the larger IT frames, so it's normally coordinated by the hospital. But again, all of those interconnected systems, that's where the testing burden gets harder as we add more applications and we grow to provide better solutions and AI for our caregivers. We have to ensure that it's tested properly from the very beginning. If it starts in the home, all the way through the healthcare system, through the lab, and then back out to the home again. So,
for sure, it's like a whole integrated system
yes,
to make sure we're actually doing all the things that we can do to best quality. Now, if we give you a magical wand, something just disappear of your biggest challenge so you can get continuously moving forward with your company, what would that be?
For us, it's getting the word out. We're a smaller company, so opportunities to come to a place like ViVE where the audience is looking for innovation, they're looking for ways to do more with less. And people like you who will come and give us a little bit of airtime. There is nothing else like what we have built out there on the market, so it's a bit of getting people aware that it even exists. Most people think they're stuck with those spreadsheets and stuck with those Word documents. They don't know that there's a better way.
Right. And how are you enjoying ViVE? And really, truly, what do you really want to get out of ViVE?
Oh, ViVE is such a great opportunity to see all the innovation that's coming, where the opportunities are that way, and to hear firsthand from the executives where their pain points are, what are they worried about, where are they leaning as they go forward, so that we can make sure we're directing our product development to fit the needs of the market as it goes forward into the cloud, into AI, and into the latest technology.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you for sharing this. How can people find out more, and then what type of people that you guys would like to engage with?
They can find out more by going to www.symmetric.com. We're here at booth 2223 at ViVE if they want to stop by and have a demonstration of our product. And I forgot what else you asked me.
What type of people that you really like to engage with?
We really like to engage with the application directors, anybody in the organization that's responsible for getting those applications into the health system, getting them deployed on time and at that quality. So PMO office, Director of Clinical Applications, Director of Enterprise Applications. Our platform's application agnostic, so you can test revenue cycle management, you can test home health, you can test laboratory. You can get one standard platform for the whole enterprise that way.
Awesome, appreciate you, and then definitely have a great time at ViVE.
You too, great to meet you.
All right, so what did you think about Jennifer's solution? And for everybody who are organizational executive, do you feel like this can really help you to select better technology solutions to improve the overall workflow and perhaps improve patient engagement in that entire process? Now we're moving on to Jamie Strauss from Viz.ai. They are a AI-backed solution that focusing on preventative care. More so, how can we create early detection? Medicine definitely has been creating a shift. Instead of the reactive mode of waiting for a patient to show up and let's figure out what disease they have and creating the right solution to treat, now we're focusing on the front end. How can we have early detection? Now, we also talk to many different founders, companies, anywhere from the mental health side to individual disease side and even chronic diseases for early detection, and also some pediatric solutions as well. So how do we really become the forefront of medicine to help detect early, treat, so it can slow down the progression of some of those diseases, or some of them are really deadly? How can we capture early, just like infectious diseases, so then we can not wait for the detriment of what the disease are doing to our body, our family, and our caregivers, and reduce the stress overall. All right, if you are someone who has been leading organizations or is a company owner in the health and wellness space, we would love to hear from you to share your success story, whether you just are able to raise the next level of Series A or above funding, or you have been really well connected in figuring out a strategy to penetrate the market, whether it's for payers, employers, insurers, and a hospital organization, and share the solution that you truly are able to solve in the space. For the rest of us, I'll learn from you and see you as the leader in the healthcare space. We can't wait to spotlight you. Apply to be a speaker at theprovidersedge.com.
Hi, this is Sabrina Runbeck. We're back in ViVE. I'm here with Jamie Strauss from Viz.ai. So we're so excited for you guys to talk about the big mission that you guys are doing and how you are uniquely solving a problem in healthcare.
Yeah, so thanks for having us. So at Viz.ai, our mission is to improve access to life-saving treatments. So we really focus on the medical moment of truth for patients where they really need to be identified early in their disease state, whether it's an acute disease or a rare disease. And we analyze tons of different clinical data. It could be imaging, ECG, EHR, and really build AI and notification and communication systems with the healthcare team to get those alerts to those providers and care team at the right moment when a decision needs to be made. So we've been able to really kind of scale starting in acute disease and moving towards rare disease now.
That's so exciting. And definitely from both of us, our clinical backgrounds, for our different subspecialty, we definitely see that, right? Instead of waiting for people who get really sick and show up, and then we have to decipher, is that too sick to even do something about it? Mm-hmm. And what's the risk factor at that moment versus catching them way early on in that acute stage? And so we can properly educate and give them the best treatment plans. So what would you say is some of the bigger strategies you guys have been going after with your go-to-market, and then make sure you get the right system in the right hands?
Yeah, so our foundation, we started in like 2018. So we're like an old AI company, it feels like, in this world. But we started in 2018 with stroke. So that was like really when we started seeing like evolution in treatment for thrombectomies, and more patients were eligible to receive treatment and not have this long-term disability. So we started in stroke, laid that foundation because it was an acute disease where therapy needed to be evaluated and patients needed to be treated. And now we've really deployed across all of neurovascular, cardiovascular, radiology as a whole, right? Radiology plays a critical role in all of these diseases, and vascular, and branching into oncology now, and focused more on finding those patients that are often misdiagnosed. So one of our newest FDA approvals that we just got was a de novo approval for cardiac ECG AI. And that's for hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So 80% of the population is actually, as you know, with your background, misdiagnosed with HCM. So now we're finding patients way early in the stream and really identifying them early in their workup to help them get to the appropriate specialist for the right treatment and therapy.
Definitely. I remember when I was in training still and then going to schools just to do EKGs on kids to make sure they can get early identification. This is really taking that giant leap to see how can people really, they think they're normal, they're thinking they're healthy, but we can capture that way early on. When you're thinking about engaging with all the different facets of hospitals and individuals, if you get a magic wand, just anything can dissolve and this wand will just resolve it. What is that one thing you're hoping to get?
I think for us, we've done a really good job. We're in 1,500 hospitals and health systems. I think it's really encouraging. How do we actually get into more of like the rural areas where there's social inequities in healthcare and we have like determinants of health, and those health systems and institutions are often serving underserved communities, but they don't always have the funding to adopt the technology that really this is where the technology brings the most value to patients. So if I had a magic wand, it'd be like, how do we get every health system in the world to adopt these solutions that will actually help the patients that need it the most? We've done a lot of work with CMS. We were the first one ever to receive the new technology add-on payment and really getting reimbursed for our stroke solution. But how do we get broader funding and adoption across the areas that need it the most?
Exactly, because community hospitals is always the last to get to anything. When you go to bigger cities, I'm in Houston, so all those major hospitals is going to want to jump onto technology versus the ancillary hospitals, even within the big system, it's still a next phases of rollout. So being able to really get it access to the right end user, both from the workflow of a hospital and system side of things, and the patient to be able to get the best care is crucial. Now, we know we love events. That's why we come and you're speaking and you're getting engaged and meeting people. So what is about ViVE that really attracted you to here and what you wanted to get out of ViVE?
Yeah, so I love the diversity of attendees, right? So you have like massive health system and providers blended with industry, blended with payer, and, tons of ability to network and really understand where health systems are in their journey of AI and adoption of digital health, but then also where are other companies in their journey that we, as maybe one that's a little bit further along, we can offer pearls of wisdom of saying like, hey, build clinical evidence, generate the evidence. I know it's costly to invest in it, but it really does make an impact when you're trying to go out and get broader adoption in the healthcare system. So it's been a great early in the day here, but so far been a great day so far.
Yes, and it was so lovely for you to join us and then really share with us these power of connections and give other people inspiration of how far you guys have come and where people can get inspired to say what can they do also in a subset of community to really bring in all the patients and all the systems to better focus on the preventative side and not just waiting for when the patients show up with the disease. So we are so appreciate you. How can people find out more about you guys?
You can check us out on all social media platforms. Website is Viz.ai. Very active on LinkedIn, Twitter. So it's X now, not Twitter. In social media, and reach out to us if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Now you heard about two solutions. Our first one, Jennifer shared how her company used AI to evaluate and validate third-party applications that can be adapted into organizations. Do you feel like that is one thing that you can use in your organization today? What do you think about the whole proposal? And then we listen to Jamie sharing how they use clinical data and AI to analyze the result in order to detect rare diseases much sooner. Would that be impactful for your practice, for your patients, and perhaps you're a caregiver who are thinking about these could really help your family, your community? Now, many of us are both as a caregiver of a clinician side as well as for our families and friends. Where do you sit and how do you see these solutions can be applicable in your community? Share with us by commenting at wherever you're watching and listening to this, and take a screenshot post on LinkedIn. Love to hear your insight, and please tag me, Sabrina Runbeck. I would love to continue this conversation further. Thank you for tuning in to Provider's Edge podcast. We hope you enjoy our latest episode and found the insights and tips helpful. We'd love to hear your feedback on the show and learn what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. So please take a moment to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform and let us know what you think. Your feedback is essential to help us improve the show and provide you with the content you need to take your healthcare business to the next level. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.